It's Game Ready Review in a parking lot. Good morning. It is Jean-Marc again, talking about South by Southwest. I got a lot of sleep last night, so I'm not nearly as tired as I was last time I did this. So that's good news for me. And so today we're talking yet again about, boom, South by Southwest Film Festival. Yeah. So I started like I usually do with the midnight shorts, which were more disgusting this year. Usually they're more scary, but this year seemed to be more about grossing people out than being scary or having horror elements to it, which was interesting. And I can't even describe what I saw because one, you wouldn't believe me, and two, it's not safe for work or children for me to speak about what happened there. And then let me think. Oh yeah, okay, let's go through the days. So Friday, midnight shorts. Saturday was the shorts program. So they have different types of shorts. They have the midnight shorts, the documentary shorts, narrative shorts, animation shorts, Texas shorts, and Texas high school shorts. I've decided to avoid the Texas shorts and the Texas high school shorts because I did the Texas shorts last year and they weren't great. I hate to say that, but there's like one that was good, but it wasn't good enough for like justify all of them that I watched. But this year, their narrative shorts, they actually have 3 narrative short like blocks. The last 2 years they've only had 2 narrative shorts, which is just storytelling narrative stuff. And narrative shorts 1 and 3 were great. Narrative shorts 2 was, I don't know, I didn't like it as much, but narrative shorts 2 and 3 was great. And yes, sorry, I'm watching people drive into the parking lot. I'm distracted from my live stream. I'm really good at live streaming. So we started at 11 and ended at 6 o'clock just watching shorts on Saturday. And then we watched, and that was it. We were gonna watch another movie, but we sat in line and we didn't get in. They literally stopped me in line and were like, "You're the last one, the theater's filled up." And I was like, damn it. And then we were just like, we sat in line for 2 hours. Let's just go home. So we went home. Sunday, we watched a documentary, The World Beneath Your Feet. And then, oh, someone's texting me. Oh, still there. So anyway, I don't know how that's gonna look that I went to go to my text and then I came back this way. I hope it wasn't recording all of that. So yeah, so watch the documentary called The World Before Your Feet about this guy who's trying to walk throughout New York, which is 8,000 plus miles, but he also goes through parks and he goes through cemeteries. So yeah, and it goes through his journey for 3 years time and just see what he sees, just like walking places. And it was very interesting. And then we met him and that was cool. Got to talk to him and the director. Then we did our own walking and we walked around downtown Austin, which is great because during South by, there's a lot of things that pop up. I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but companies like Land of Lakes and YouTube and Under Armour, and last year was Casper, they bring up these like these little like fun things you can do, and you can do interactive stuff. Like YouTube, for instance, had this whole open venue where it was all fairy tales. And you would go and put headphones on and it would tell you a fairy tale and you would interact with it in some way. Like one of them was like a new swan thing and the floor was blue. And then when you walked on the floor, it looked like you were walking through water because water, the water would move around at your feet. And that was really cool. And then we went to Land of Lakes and that was like about the environment. And in the back, there was like keynote presentations happening, which was kind of weird. And we got to watch the keynotes happen and people talk about the business of ecological destruction of the earth, and how to financially gain from people destroying the earth, apparently. That wasn't everything, but then, you know, as I was walking, I also saw some guys in 101, you know, Ready Player One outfits, and they were just there to, you know, to advertise Ready Player One, and then they would like say stuff. And Ready Player One ended up actually playing at South by Southwest, which is another problem I have with wristbands, is that you pay $100, you get in after all the badge holders get in. So, you know, that's why we have to go online an hour and a half to 2 hours early to make sure that we get in. That's the only problem with that. And you're right, 2 hours is crazy, but yeah, we definitely want to see some of these movies. Sometimes it's not 2 hours. A lot of times we go in an hour and a half early because they tell you to go in an hour early. So like, we want to get ahead of everyone else. There's still a lot of old people. There's still a lot of them. And that's upsetting that there's still a lot of old people at South by. So I don't know. The only celebrity I saw a few. The only noteworthy celebrity I saw was Dakota Fanning, which I don't even really know who that is. I just was standing next to some guy, said, "See that girl in a red dress? That's Dakota Fanning. That's her dog. Dog, look." Oh. And then she like turned in her direction, and they're like, "Dakota Fanning." So that was weird. And yeah, so then Saturday happened. And we walked around and walked around and walked around. And then I was exhausted from walking around for hours. They had these Handmaid's Tales things up, which was like glass container with the handmaid's outfit, which was the cloak and the hood. And you could do a scavenger hunt. I didn't do it. I just noticed them around the city. And yeah, so South by's fun. Even if you don't have a South by badge or the South by bracelet or whatever, you can just walk around the city and see a lot of cool stuff, and you know that there's a lot of people from out of town there. And it reminded me of Louisiana festivals that we have here, except way bigger and way more interesting because there's, you know, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of good food, a lot of interesting food trucks show up from out of state. There was a food truck that was edible weed, which I was shocked that they would just let that in Austin, just let a food truck like, "Hey, come get some candy with a little bit of weed in it." And I was like, this is not okay. And they just let that happen. So that was kind of weird. And yeah, so South by's is most relaxing South by I've ever had. I didn't try not to push myself because I got sick last year. I don't want to get sick this year. And I've been taking it easy. I've been using hand sanitizer and not getting sick. I haven't gotten sick yet, and I am starting it tonight. So the rest of the week is I'm working, and then tonight I'm going to watch 2 movies, and then I'm working, then 2 movies, then I'm off and watching movies, the documentary shorts, which are my favorite. Documentary shorts are so good. And then Friday I'm watching 1 movie, and then Saturday we're finishing it off watching 2 movies that day, and then we'll be done on Saturday after all of those movies. So Monday was definitely needed off. I caught up on sleep. I feel rejuvenated. So yeah, this is the longest live I've ever done, and yeah, I just can't believe it. So I'm very excited that the South by happened, and I'm excited that to get back into game rating review and talk about things that have happened and talk about video game stuff. And I wanted to get this South by thing, you know, just out of, I love this thing. I want to get South by talk out of the way so that whenever I get back to, I can't stop looking at myself. Whenever I get back to game rating review, I can talk about games. I'm not talking about South by Southwest anymore. I'm just talking about games. So that's what I want to do. And that's what is going to happen. Thank you for watching Game Rating Review. My name is Jean-Marc. Please hit that like and I really like this filter a lot. I love messing with filters. So yeah, all right, I need to stop. Yeah, thank you. And then I'll see y'all whenever I see y'all again, whenever I do actual videos where I'm not live. And we'll talk about video games. And Sea of Thieves is about to come out. So that'll be interesting to talk about. And VR games. Bye. Thanks for coming.